Okay guys, this is topic 2.4. Share that up there. Topic 2.4, sorry. You're going to need your nose and your pencil, and then you need your 4-square foldable, the one that we did before, which should have one blank triangle left. What we're going to talk about today is the distributive property. So our goal today is that you know how to solve problems mentally using the distributive property. So the distributive property is a little bit different than the associative, commutative, and identity because it only works with multiplication. So right here on your last blank triangle, you're going to write the distributive property. I'm going to wait for my helpful cameraman to zoom down here. I'm going to write distributive property. But instead of doing the addition and the multiplication symbol, you're just going to do multiplication because that's all there is. And when you open it up on the inside, you're going to put this example. A multiplied BC is equal to A times B plus A times C. And what that means is if I had 5 times 42, it's the same thing as saying 5 times 40 plus 5 times 2. So you're going to write that there, and then we'll explain that in just a second. Okay, so looking up here, to distribute means to give out evenly to everything. Like if I was going to give, I don't know, David in class a lollipop, Jonathan will get really upset because it's not fair, so I need to distribute evenly. I give David a lollipop, then I need to give Jonathan a lollipop, and probably Maria and Daniel as well, so they don't cry. You have to distribute evenly. And the same with math. So here we have 6, and it's against the parentheses of 23. You need to remember that when a number is pushed against the parentheses, it's touching it, it means it's kissing, which means it's multiplying. So this says 6 multiply 23. Well, multiplying 6 times 23 in your head is difficult, but we can break it apart and then distribute evenly. So we'll break apart a 23 into a 20 and a 3. So 6 times 20 is pretty easy. It's 6 times 2, which is 12, plus the extra 0. And then 6 times 3 is 18. So then all we do is we add those two numbers together and we get 138. So 6 times 23 is 138. Well, let's double check. We're going to take it, we're going to do the old way over here. 18, 12, 138. Yay! Well, now it works the other way as well. 8 times 50 plus 8 times 9, as long as they're both being multiplied by the same thing, it's distributed, given evenly, that's the same thing as 8 times 59. Well, let's try it out. 8 times 50, well, 8 times 5 is 40 plus the extra 0, and then 8 times 9 is 72, which is just 472. Look how smart we are. Well, let's try it over here just to be sure. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Well, look at that. Now, why do we need to do this? It's just to make it easier to break apart and put together numbers so we can solve them mentally more quickly. It's also super, super important for pre-algebra next year and for algebra that we know how to do the distributive property. So let's check it out. Let's try it out. 6 pressed against the parentheses, what does that mean again? It means multiply. Okay, so 6 times 72 is the same thing as 6 times 70 plus 6 times 2. So 6 times 7 is 42 plus the extra 0 plus 6 times 12, which is, 6 times 2, which is 12, and then we can add those together pretty easily as 432. Let's look at this one. This one's a little bit different. 6 times 41 plus 6 times 9. I can keep them separated like that. I can separate them even more and do 6 times 40 and 6 times 1 and then 6 times 9. Or I could recognize that they're both being multiplied by the same thing. They've both been distributed evenly, and I can bring them together. What is 41 plus 9? It's 50. So really this says 6 times 50. 6 times 5 is 30 plus the extra 0. Let's double check. Let's do this over here. So 41 times 6 and then 6 times 9, which is 54. We add those all together, and we get 300. So now I want you to try. I'm going to check in your work tomorrow. You have 3 times 54. How would you break this apart? You would do 3 times what, plus 3 times what, and then what would your answer be? Try to do it mentally. I bet you can do it. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.